but it's not a cell.
The facility made Forbes' list of America's 10 cushiest prisons for its proximity to New York City and its popularity among white-collar criminals and Jewish offenders. Donson says there's a separate kosher kitchen, rare for a federal prison.
The food is fairly good, but there's no such thing as a cushy prison.
Joining Cohen will be other infamous inmates. The Situation from MTV's Jersey Shore.
Why didn't you pay your taxes?
Serving 8 months for tax evasion. And Fire Festival promoter Billy McFarland, who pleaded guilty to fraud and sentenced to 6 years.
They come in and they're nobody, to be honest with you. They're another number.
In a statement to NBC News, the Bureau of Prisons could not specify conditions of confinement for safety and security reasons. But according to the inmate handbook, an average day begins at 6 a.m. with lights off at 11:30 p.m. Meals, work duties, and leisure time are scheduled in between.
You're basically with somebody, inside of somebody, every minute of the day. There is no peace and quiet.
A disgraced attorney, now on the wrong side of the law and on the other side of these walls.
NBC's Kathy Park there. We're back with Anne-Marie McAvoy, a former federal prosecutor. And Anne-Marie, there's obviously a lot of people whose names you know, whose names you don't know in that prison. But even though it's ranked one of the most cushy in the U.S., a former official there tells NBC News the following. Cohen could be a target of bullying, harassment, or worse for his cooperation with Robert Mueller's investigation and other investigations, pointing out the president himself has branded Michael Cohen a rat. How might Cohen's experience be different from other inmates there?
You never know how it's going to turn out. It's still a jail. It's a prison. There are bad people there. So they likely, because it's a minimum security prison, they're certainly not as bad as where I have a client currently in the MDC in Brooklyn. But you still wind up with having people who can potentially hurt you. They could physically attack him. They might attack him because they don't like him. It might be because of what he's said. It might be because of how he acts. It might be that they think that they can get money out of him. You know, my client recently had a couple of guys with knives at them, have them make a call to try to have money transferred to family members. You know, things like that can happen. They know he's got money. So it all depends. It depends who happens to be there with him. It depends how he handles himself. It depends who he hooks up with. It's still a prison with bad people who are going to be there to potentially take advantage or hurt him.
One of Cohen's friends